Oh, they're retelling the story of Geese Howard and Terry Bogard.
Not exist. Only winners and losers here.
I remember that's from the original Fatal Fury. So so it's ultimately telling the story of how he took Rock under his wing, and that's how they're moving. Okay, I guess that makes sense. I kind of like this intro. No name calling. I think that's the biggest one here. No trying to be demeaning and demoralizing here. That's not kind of the point of this. We're just trying to be reasonable people when it comes to the fighting games that we love. This started with a friend of mine. His name was Mr. Wicked, and we're going back and forth about what games were good and what games weren't back in the day. And there were a lot of important things that we both didn't realize were part of this, and that's kind of how I came up with this rating system that we have here, so that we can not be biased, and understand that sometimes just because we like it doesn't mean that it was necessarily the best game of that time. Maybe it was something that you only were allowed to play and you weren't able to play anything else. A lot of people will say games like The Art of Fighting is the best game ever, but during that time they didn't play Street Fighter because they lived somewhere where Street Fighter wasn't popular. So then when you go back and revisit it, you're like, wait, hold on. The Art of Fighting is actually not as good as maybe a Street Fighter, versus X-Men, because they roughly came out during the same time. So so that's how we got to this. So we're doing this for Garou Mark of the Wolves, and yeah. We've already rated this before, but I wanted to revisit this one to see if there's anything else that would be different than what I did before. So I'm starting off with a clean slate. I don't necessarily think this is going to be a A+ game, especially when you think about what other games were out during this time. I mean, and that includes other SNK games that were out during this time. So we gotta take that type of stuff into consideration when it comes to these ratings. So let's go ahead and rate this. First things first, we go with the game intro. I still think this game intro is incredible. One of the best intros out there. I think this is something that would catch my eyes in the arcade. So I think that's still an 18. It literally tells you what's going on and what's happening in the game, and tells you that, hey, after Geese Howard, dies, here comes Terry, taking care of Rock. I think that's pretty cool. Character select screen. It reminds me of times of old with Tekken. I don't know if anybody remembers Tekken 1. And for that matter, maybe even Tekken 2 to a certain extent. It has a very similar character select screen there. So I'm going to give it a 13. It's very telling of the time in that style. So I think that's a good number right there. Character viability. I have a total of 14 characters in this game, if I'm not mistaken. All of them are pretty different, and that's the thing that I do like about this game, that each character that you pick up is not another version of a Shoto. I think that's just really, really dope in this particular game. So I'm maybe give this a 16. I mean, with it having 14, there's a whole lot of other games that came out during this time that had way more characters, but I think 16 is pretty good for character viability. Character design. Not all these characters are wearing the same thing. They actually have pretty dope outfits on. I think that's about a 13 as well. I mean, it's very SNK in style, but I think that's a good rating for that part right there. Game mechanics. I think this is something that previously I didn't realize, especially now that I'm a little bit more mature in the SNK series and actually understanding what the game is about, especially with City of the Wolves getting ready to release. The game mechanics are great. They're really easy to understand. And now playing this, I realized that City of the Wolves is enhancing this gameplay, not adding new mechanics It's just enhancing the gameplay with a few little features. So they have like just defense in this game. I didn't realize that initially, and now that I realize it, I'm like, yo, the game is pretty dope, you know, alongside with a couple other mechanics that are in the game that I love. Their combo system is great. It's very SNK. I like it. Fight me. You know, so I think I'm gonna get this area. It's probably about a 24. I think that's where I'm willing to land at with this one, because there's nothing there that makes me go, this sucks. Like, everything in general makes sense as I'm playing through it. Game design, I think the game design is lovely. The cutscenes, the to be continued, and a couple other things that are there, it's great. It's not too flashy. It's more so the dignity of simplicity, and it's very polished. I'm gonna give that a 12. Character customizations options, I can't give that a high score right now. I only can give it a 5 because it's just a bunch of palette swaps. Music, this is the one that all of us keep on arguing about, and I'm gonna stick to my guns. There's probably like one song that I like on there. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not a fan of the way SNK songs sound. It just is what it is for me. I'm gonna give it that. But you guys, when you do your own Rate That Fighter for yourself, you can tell me, hey, I think it's a 15. Let's discuss. I'm gonna give that 11. Outro and game endings. I think it's freaking great. I think it's freaking awesome. I think it's amazing. Of course, you have to go past Grant to get the real ending, but I think that's really cool. So I'm gonna give that. Let's go with the 13. I think that's fine. I don't think it was perfect, but I think that's cool because Grant is a freaking turd, man. He's fairly difficult to beat. Replay value. I think there's a lot of replay value in this game. I don't know why we don't give this game that much more praise and go back and revisit it. I think this should be a game like at Combo Breaker that should be like side by side with Third Strike, you know. I mean, even KOF 13 probably should be side by side. KOF 13 and this game right here, they're classics. I think KOF 13 is more of the masterpiece, where this is a classic right here. But there's a lot of replay value to this, so I'm going to give it about a 16. I think that's fair. Overall, I think it's about a 35, man. I think this is a well put together game. Again, going back in hindsight, I think it's freaking great. Additional gameplays and modes. There's a few. You got survival mode, you got story mode, you got to practice. Compared to what's going on in right now and what we have right now, I don't think it deserves that many more points. I'm going to give that a 3. Story. There's actually a pretty solid story, I think. You have the cutscenes, you have the beginning of the intro, and then you have the game ending. I think that's fair. I think it should get like a 4. Online gameplay. Remember, this game was released 1999. This was before the FGC Renaissance, so it automatically gets a 10. All right, it is what it is. 2009 Street Fighter 4 came out. There was a resurgence of fighting game people. Is that what fighting game community members? There it is. That joined, and that's really when it took off, because that was new era because we could play online. So yeah, give that a 10. Was it good for its time? I think it was. But compared to some of the other games that were released during that time, I'm not too sure. There's a lot of other great fighting games that released the year before, 1998, and then the year after 2000. You know, I mean, we have Marvel vs. Capcom during that time. We have a lot of, like, Tekken had released another game during that time. There's a lot of great games. I'm almost willing to upwards towards the 20s or 30s of how many fighting games released. And again, I don't think this was a standout. I think this is more a diamond in the rough more than it was a standout game that were like, we gotta play. So I'm gonna give this one a 4 because, again, there wasn't anything monumental. So boom, A-. Can you be mad at that? I think that's a good score. A- compared to what it was before. Let's kind of put this side by side to what I had it at before. And again, this is me being a grown-up and actually understanding what this game is now. And let's put this side by side over here to see the difference. So I originally gave it. Okay, all right. See. I've grown fond of the character. So, oh no, wait. I had it in the wrong spot. I had it lined up wrong. Stop yelling at me. All right, cool. Put it right here. All right, so 18. Yeah, that's fair. Originally, I had the character select screen at an 11. Viability stays the same. Character design went up a point. Game mechanics, that's weird. I gave it a 25 before, but I gave it a 24 this time. Game design went up a point. Character customization, we kept that the same. I went down on the sound. We went up on the out. I think I didn't beat this game properly last time, and that's why that didn't get that. Replay value went up a couple of points. Okay, overall look and feel went up a couple of points. Oh, we went down some, and we went up some. Oh, see? We went up. So I think that was good. We went up just a little bit, and thus it getting a 91. And previously, it had a B minus. I think it was like a 83 before. So I think that's fair. I think that's super fair. But guys, tell me what's your take for Mark of the Wolves? Is this a game that you would be willing to say is a greater game than what I actually rated it here? Does it deserve a little bit more love? What would you decide to put more points in or take points away from? Did I say that right? I think I said that right. Let me know in the comments below, and I think we can have a good discussion about this game. With that being said, guys, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. I would really appreciate that. I'm the most determined soul, C.J. Berry, the leader of waves and waves of people in determination. Success and victory don't block with your face. And I'll see you guys on the next time. Peace the heck out.